I keep doing episodes for North Korea, and I don't know if I lose them or if I just posted them a long time ago. I really want Christianity for North Korea because Christianity can lead countries into great wealth and prosperity. And I usually tell kids and anybody new to Christianity to pray for what they're after. And you'll see God start to show up. You can pray for a good meal, for your friends to find relationships, for you to find answers to all sorts of questions. And it's a good way to find proof that God is real. And then as I kept doing that and forgetting to move on, God would respond, I'm not just a genie to grant wishes. And that's fair. I need to give more info. Anyways, to anyone watching this, please pray for North Korea because we want to bring Christianity to it, because I believe Kim Jung-un wants his nation to grow in power and praise. And the best way to get praise is to work with heaven, because having a relationship with God where you praise him regularly will influence heaven to rain prosperity on the things that matter to you. God is a supernatural God and does supernatural things. So I prayed a lot for a prophecy about North Korea, and I got one. I know I got one. When prophecies hit, they hit hard. They don't hit like dreams or word of knowledge. Prophecies are very clear and powerful. So I saw the light of God moving like this piece of electricity, like moving across the nations, and then resting on the west of North and South Korea. So I believe that heaven is moving a punctual part of its power over there, and that it's going to exalt and lift up North Korea and South Korea at the same time. They'll probably start trading together and then trading with the world, and then having a significant, I believe, social influence that is going to turn into finances and treasures that'll help elevate both North Korea and South Korea onto the global stage in a big way, and also on the heaven stage. Leader Kim Jong-un, if and when you see this, this is how you raise your nation to heavenly power quickly. So I've heard two things about the leader Kim Jong-un, and that is, one, he wants to live forever, and, so he wants to live forever, and he has a lot of people researching how to live forever. And what's great about this is I was asking God, I said, okay, so now that I've seen that the power of heaven is going to move to North and South Korea, give me a way to touch leader Kim Jong-un's heart. Because there's always a way to get through to someone. And so I hear back, he wants to live forever. Okay, so that's perfect. So now I'm going to grab what I know about the Bible on how to live forever in heaven and how to live forever on earth. So a brief, if you're unaware with biblical history, what happened is humanity was born into a garden paradise. Eden means God's garden. And we were told we could eat and thrive here, but there was one tree, don't eat from it. And the purpose of that was to choose to obey the rules of heaven. But the female was tempted by an evil angel, and she chose to listen to the evil angel and ate from the tree. It's called the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So basically it's the tree of death. There was another tree in the garden, the tree of life, and if you ate from it, you would live forever. She chose to eat the tree of death, and then her husband Adam, the first man, chose to listen to her and ate from the tree of death also. And so God said, well, now the land is cursed, and now you can't live forever anymore, and now childbearing is cursed. It's going to be painful. And those were kind of the consequences and the two curses. But later on in life, God fell in love with people again. And if you read the big verse that it's kind of the most important verse in the Bible, the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16. For God loved the world so much, he loved the people in it so much, that he entered reality as a man and died for our sins. So whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. So God in heaven enters reality, enters earth the way we do as a man, to be perfect. He never did anything wrong, and he died as a sacrifice for our disobedience. So God enters reality as a man, becoming his own son. So God, also his son, dies for our disobedience, healing the supernatural failure we made when we disobeyed. So when we believe that God, who entered reality, named Jesus, died, we become possessed again by God. We become holy by association. Now, humans aren't perfect, but because we accept that Jesus died, God considers us perfect. He treats us as if we're perfect. So the moment you say, Jesus, I believe in you, that you are truly God as a man, that you died because the first humans disobeyed, and then you just say, I would like to be possessed by you. And so God gives you his loving spirit of power, of self-commanding, and of mental peace. The moment you do that, it's very easy, you live forever. Instead of God giving us the ability to live forever on earth, which we corrupted, God created a new paradise, a new Eden called heaven. Heaven and Eden are actually the same word. Heaven is just Greek, I believe. So now, instead of dying, our spirit goes to a new paradise, and we live there forever under God's rulership. And that's one of the hard things when you do become possessed by God, is you want to make him your king, which is hard because growing up as a human, we want to do human things. We want to, many humans want to have all the riches in the world, or kill everyone that disagrees with them, or take anything that they want. And we learn as we read the Bible how to be wise and how to be like God. Now, if you're new to reading the Bible, read the New Testament. The New Testament is very, very clear because God has come down into reality as Jesus, and Jesus explains everything. Before that, we had to talk to people who talked to God, and so it could get confusing. But when Jesus came, it got a lot easier because he taught everyone. All right, what else did I write down? So the first thing I would recommend to do is to allow Christianity to be spread through your nation. And the second thing I would do is for you and all the people you consider leaders sign a piece of paper that says Jesus is welcome and invited into your nation, that you will build your nation on his principles. And this doesn't mean you have to do every single thing immediately, but as you learn about Jesus and as you pray, as you talk to God, and God is the all-powerful God. He made everything. So you don't have to worry about him being confused, because he also knows everything, because he is a perfect God. He's all-powerful, all-knowing, all places, and all time. He will guide you to making your nation the greatest of any nation that has ever lived. And as you want to make your nation bigger and bolder and stronger and wealthier and more powerful, all you have to do is ask him. And sometimes he'll say some strange things. There was one woman of God who wanted to help God. So she said, God, send me to help you. And God said, go to this poor nation and build a swimming pool. And she said, but God, don't they need money and groceries? And God said, no, go build them a swimming pool. So she said, okay, and built a swimming pool. And the whole community in this tiny nation learned to swim. And then 2 years later, a massive hurricane hit, and this tiny nation was saved because everyone knew how to swim. So sometimes God says weird things and we'll be confused. If you are confused, pray about it, and God will clarify. And if you still think it's maybe an evil spirit talking to you, keep asking, and God will be very patient and explain it. This has happened to me many times in my life, and you just keep asking, and eventually you will say, okay, this is God, or you'll say, okay, this is not God. Let's see. I wrote a lot of notes, but I've gotten better at explaining things. Oh yeah, so to Leader Kim Jung-un, living forever, I believe you also want to be a hero in your nation. I believe that when you die and go to heaven, where I hope you go, because I would like to be your friend forever, I believe you want to be a hero on earth. So if you want to be a hero on earth, one, talk to God. Tell God, I want to be a hero on earth. Tell me some great things we can do together. That way everyone remembers me. And he'll tell you. Tell God, I want them to plant a statue. I want them to praise my name for all times. And then he will talk to you about that. He will say things like, here's how you bring prosperity to your nation. This is how you bring my wealths to your nation. This is how you bring my prosperity to your nation. But remember, God is the king of everything. So if you really want to bring every richness you can, every wealth you can, every power you can, all the love you can, you need to constantly be talking to God. Because he will not only tell you how to get it, but keep you focused on what is best for life and best for your nation. But yeah, the only other thing I would say is make sure you pray for supernatural protection and wisdom. Because once you start working with God, all the evil spirits are going to come and try and confuse you, and you don't want that. You want to always make sure you're doing the right thing, because evil spirits are very manipulative and very good at being clever and very good at lying. So I wish you the best. I am praying for North Korea. I'm going to continue to pray for North Korea, and when God tells me things, I will post them here. I love you very much, and I love the people of North Korea very much too.